Okay, so this is the follow-up video for the ZT562CF Hinderer. So I picked this up for about a little over $300 on Amazon through an official dealer of ZT knives. I had high expectations for this knife from the beginning because I've had a couple ZTs before in the past, and they built a very strong foundation for my expectations from a knife company like ZT. So that being said, I didn't expect this to underperform anywhere. I didn't expect it to fall apart in my hands. I didn't have any low expectations of this knife. So this video is pretty much going to reedify those statements, because as it sits, I have no issues whatsoever with the ZT. And the Hinderer here, the 562CF Hinderer, is an excellent knife to carry around if you've got $300 to drop on a knife that can potentially get a chip in the blade. I don't know if you can see it right about here. Right about there. It's small, but while using it, I left it on my lap, and when I stood up, it bounced on the concrete, opened itself, sprung open, and landed right on the edge of the blade. So the only problem that I have with this knife is not something that was actually caused by the knife, but just a user malfunction. So it'll cost me a little bit extra. I believe it's like $40 to have the blade replaced. And there's shipping, I think, that's going to be involved in that, and it won't come with any of the laserings for the details on the blade. It's just going to be a blank slate blade that's sharpened to the specs of this specific knife. So that kind of sucks, but again, not the blade's fault. That was mine. This thing is still razor sharp. In fact, as I was messing around with it this morning, I nicked my finger on the edge of the blade, and it's still surprising how sharp this blade is after about a month or so of using it. I mean, it's still solid as a rock. There's no wiggle, there's no give. That locking mechanism is just right in there, just solid. There's no play whatsoever. If I remember correctly, I believe this was a little stiff when I first got it, but now it's just butter. It's like a hot knife through butter. The scales, I love this carbon fiber scale here. It adds just the right amount of grip, so if your hands are sweaty and you're working, you've got just the right amount of grip there, that it's not over textured, or it's not too smooth slipping out of your hand. You know, cardboard zip ties, little wood pegs. I've even trimmed down some little wood pegs with this. 10 out of 10. I mean, what else can you say about a knife like this? It's almost pointless doing videos about these, because you know how well they're going to perform. I have not had a ZT yet that did not overperform to my expectations. So sharpness, it is still incredibly sharp for as much I've used it, except for that one point where I dropped it. Not the knife's fault again. It's very comfortable, like I said in the initial review. Fits my big meaty bear paws perfectly. The way the finger grips here, the way they're contoured into your grip, I mean, just like it was made for my hand. Also the weight, this is a very nicely weighted knife, not heavy, not light. It's just right in the middle, like a Goldilocks knife right here. Functionality, all the parts work. Yes, some of them even feel like a little better than day one because it's not as tight, but all the parts work like it's brand new. I haven't had anything loosen up. I haven't had to put any kind of tension on any of the bolts or any of the nuts. All the spacers are still in place. The clip is not deformed whatsoever, and I've worn this in my pocket with the clip on the outside of my pant pocket for, I mean, probably 35 days straight, 35 days straight, and there's absolutely no deforming whatsoever on there. So all the material is still in place. The blade is still sharp. In all honesty, I wish these things didn't cost $300. I would probably have several more of these in my collection. So if you got that kind of money to dump, my non-professional opinion would be this is the knife to carry on your side, on your hip. It comes with the lifetime warranties. It comes with the name brand recognition, so you know it's going to perform. You know it's going to be made out of good material. Definitely a reliable blade. Sometimes when I'm doing these, I feel like I wish I had something negative to say about it, just because it kind of feels like fan service to do one of these videos where I pop on and just say, oh, I love it, it's wonderful, everything's great about it, buy this knife because it doesn't suck. But I mean, in all reality, I can't find anything I dislike about this knife. And the fact that it's still as sharp as it is after a month of use, it's crazy. I mean, I expected it to perform this way, but going from all those clone knives and those offhand cheaper knives, trying those out, it's a good reminder coming back to a blade like this, what good quality and good money buys you. I had initially thought about selling this as well as the Spyderco that I did, just because I don't want to start building up thousands of dollars worth of name brand knives, but I'm having a hard time wanting to get rid of the Spyderco, and I'm going to be having a hard time wanting to get rid of this, even with the little chip in the blade here that I can have replaced. So I might end up holding on to these, but if you're looking for a high-end knife, you want to spend money on something reliable, something durable, something that's going to live up to its name expectations and outlast something that's going to be cheaper. The ZT562 CF Hinderer would be a very good suggestion if you have $300 to spend on a knife. So that's it for this one. 10 out of 10. The only problem that happened was user error, and I'm going to be getting that fixed here pretty soon. So if you have any questions, if there's any knives you want to take a look at, either knives you want me to take a look at, put there in the comments, let me know. I do have, I believe it's a mossy oak or an elk ridge that somebody suggested. I'm trying to find one that I like online because I can't find one in store anywhere, but I've been very, very busy with work, so I haven't had a lot of time to do a lot of shopping around for knives. But the next knife I'm going to be doing is a Civivi. And then after that, I've got like 8 more low-end knives I'm going to jump back into, just so I can knock those off the docket. Some of them are more cloned knives from Wish, just because I have people who've asked me about it before, and appreciate that I'm doing knives that are affordable, at least from a place like Wish. So I got a couple of those I need to move off the docket. So again, if there's anything that you guys want to see, any knife you want me to check out or run through on here, just put something in the comments and let me know. And if you appreciate the video, you like it, just hit me a like and a subscribe. We are doing some other things when I have time, explanatory videos about lost treasures across America, something I'm working on, as well as paranormal creatures across the country, and how many people have seen them, what places they've been seen in, just when I get some time to work on those. So subscriptions would be much appreciated, likes as well, and if you have any suggestions, let me know. Thanks.